This is that button. Are you tired of being awesome alone? Well, so are we. So we're going to come together and do this awesome, really cool, chaotic surfing show. Let's do this.
Woo!
Tonight is actually titled. It is Surfing in Chaos, but every wave is different. And
Oh, I like that. That's much better than the title I gave on our promo.
oh no, what'd you what'd you give with the promo?
What does tomorrow bring? I don't know. Maybe I was a 1970s song or something.
Oh, I thought it was what does tomorrow bring? I don't know. Which is still good.
That would have probably been better. I don't know. I thought I was being creative. I got us a sunrise.
Sounds great.
But I don't know. I like Surf the Chaos. Every wave is different. That's fun.
So yes, it is. But before we get to that, we gotta give Boo time to get in. So
I know.
she's not here. Diva's not here. Rose.
I have no access to anything because Stop. I'm sorry. Tinkerbell is flying on my thing. See, she wants to go up here, but she needs to go down there. And
There's our station, Boo.
hi, Earth Station Boo. My favorite part, and Devosite is here too.
There's
Pick me. Did you check the SpeakPipe?
I did not, because I normally get an email about it.
Oh, do you really? Okay, so I got to figure that out. The SpeakPipe thing.
Yeah. So I believe you signed up for it, but we get an email. I'm going to go check the email real quick since you brought it up.
I am going to. I know what's making Tinkerbell fly.
There's no Tinkerbell, people. She's a little off the meds tonight.
I am not. Here is Tinkerbell.
So, but why? What? This has never bothered you before. What is going on?
What? Well, no, Tinkerbell. She doesn't usually clamor. The problem is I have a fan on. And I'm having trouble shutting the fan down. I got issues, Charles.
You know, we all have issues sometimes. You've got subscriptions.
Well, we won't talk about what you have. So, DevoSite says we got this. I'm not sure. This bi-weekly schedule is throwing off my SpeakPipe groove. Well, we're going to throw it off even more.
Man, you're seeing the messages for AMs. That's cool. There it is.
Oh.
Yeah, I just now saw the message. You've traveled in time.
Ooh, I like time. I don't know. So what are your feelings on time travel? I did a time travel panel at Stellarfest.
I'll tell you yesterday. Devo made me do it. He paid me to say that stupid thing.
I bet. Devo also says he says you could make Tinkerbell fly. He does not talk. He does not touch the Tinkerbell.
Now we're borderline. We're borderline after dark.
Right. Happy Star Wars Week and Cinco de Mayo. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. I hope the fourth was with you. And may the Sith.
What?
On to the rebellion. Remember, hope. Okay. Wow. Today is May the 5th. May 6th. Never mind, Charles. You need to get into Star Wars more.
That's okay. I like being cool instead. It's all right.
Are you sure? Because Devo said that was almost a bad dad joke.
Almost. See, close. But not
I don't
there.
know. I think it's there.
What's on your shelf watch?
I don't want to talk about it. We do have a timeline, and we had a discussion about what we're going to do. It's okay, Tyra. We had a discussion. We sort of have a plan, and we have 2 weekends in May where I don't think we're doing much. So I have glimmers of hope. Because I'm teaching an online streaming class this summer, and I got to get this stuff fixed. Because I plan to teach it from that couch back there. And I've got lights I'm going to get, and I've designed. It's just a matter of building. But on my what's the word?
Vision board?
No. Um,
VW Beetle?
what do you call the shelf when it's not really the shelf? You're using the shelf to
Metaphorical shelf?
my metaphorical shelf. Thank you. Perimenopause, let me tell you. On my metaphorical shelf is finals. Good times. Grades are due next week. So, but I'll be cut free soon.
For the record, I have always offered to have her let me grade those things.
True. I did invite you Thursday, but unfortunately, you can't come.
Not this, yeah, right, for the final projects, but on papers and stuff, it'll be the wise and nerdy dice. Me and Joe will just go, okay, A. All right, no, this one gets a C. You just keep rolling the dice. That's how it's going to get graded. But it'll be done in 10 minutes.
Charles
we'll
is
have
trying
it
to
back
get
to you in 20 max.
He's gonna get me fired. That's what that would
I've
do.
already tried a few times. It never took.
True.
There's
I
been
always
more
tell my
once.
students I'm never responsible for what comes out of Charles's mouth.
Yep. I think only one time I had to sign a thing saying I would represent the school. I went, catch me if you can.
Oh, that was probably for AlphaCon.
That might have been.
Though I do I have to send out a thing that says we're not paying you.
That's okay. We go get sushi. I don't care.
That's right. We love getting sushi. So anyway, Charles, that's what's on my shelf. What's on your shelf? Because I think it's crowded up there.
Mine's fairly empty, like my head. But so she asked, before she goes, why is your hand bandaged? I'm like, I'll tell you on the show. Well, you may or may not be aware that I was at Stellar Fest.
I was aware.
And I did a panel on diversifying your income as an author.
I was there. I was
might
there.
Remember that, yeah.
Yeah, we were there.
This is the best I can figure because later I went to Hollis's panel and I went to type something on my phone. My thumb started going crunch, 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 crunch. I'm like, that's weird. Not like bone crunch, but like, that's weird. It shouldn't kind of feel like that. The best I can figure is in the middle of that diversifying panel, somebody, because I was like, all right, anybody got any questions, this and that and the other? And he didn't throw out a disclaimer about no craziness or whatever. So the lady goes, what's the meaning of life? And I either hit the table or hit my leg. I was so excited because I prepared my entire life for this answer. As I like slapped my leg or something and jumped up like 42. Not like I'm prepared. And I turned around. Of course, my jersey number is 42, based off of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The answer to life, universe, and everything is 42. And the drilling and all that, I think I just like hit my hand wrong, and because it didn't bruise or anything, but it's definitely sort of right here on the heel where it would make contact. So and of course I'm right-handed, so I've been grabbing my backpack this week and moving a mouse and doing everything else, and yeah, it's just sore. So I thought I'd get some sympathy out of you hooligans.
Well, either that or what is that? A cat? Yes, I just saw
No.
the cat.
Oh, I was like, it better not be a cat. I got a cat killing mallet right here. Let's go. Roll them dice. No, this is not for cats. This is for
Charles,
dogs. It's
that's
for
a no.
parliaments.
Stop showing your toys.
I thought
Okay,
you were absolutely having a hallucination of like, there's no cat in my
she's
studio.
right. I
Okay.
can't point. My screen is not mirrored, and I can't figure it out.
What's funny though? What is funny is
Yes.
as I was working on the second, editing the second little brown pill, I'm watching that video, and right after I had gone to Conjuration, I believe right before that, because we recorded in November. Oh, it might have been Conjuration. It might have been Megaverse. Multiverse. Thank you. Is one of those two I just come back from, but I think I'd done something similar where I high-fived someone or hit something because my hand was in a wrap.
It
in that
was.
video, and I'm like, holy crap! I tend to go a little rough at cons apparently. So, oh look, see, Devo got it. Devo said, "Poor Charles," and Nurse Station Boo was like, "That was so extreme, man." It's awesome.
They're
Hey,
very
Taco Bell,
supportive.
sponsor us.
Oh, please no. Starbucks, on the other hand, we will totally take you.
Same.
Though I cheated on Starbucks this past weekend. We went to Jekyll Island. There wasn't a Starbucks.
That's
So
not a
it-
cheat.
Oh, hang on. I got to turn right. We went to Wake Up Coffee. And it's in the historic part of Jekyll Island. And this thing has like a coffee cup and turtles And what made me buy it was this guy right here was the flamingo. Just made me laugh.
Okay.
So
The things that gets Tyra. It's
it's
awesome.
true. I like, I'm weird.
So tonight
Yes.
we are talking about how every wave is different in life.
It's true. We're going to invoke some chaos.
Well, I don't know about if we have to invoke it. We might be trying to do some spells to calm the chaos. Maybe put some what's the chaos equivalent of salt for ghosts? Is it like sprinkling little
Oh.
homegrown greens across the table? I don't know. Across
We'll,
the door?
we'll just break out some sage. How's that?
There we go. Sure.
Is the flamingo really Florida's state bird?
You were so ADD tonight.
I'm sorry. I am off. I'm not off my meds because I don't have any for it because at the state of our country right now, I don't want to get diagnosed with anything.
Now,
Um,
I understand in America, medical conversations are weird. And also, educational conversations are weird. Americans can be weird about that, right?
yes.
But there's
I think.
no pill to stop you from being a teacher. That is just a problem you were born with and you have to
No,
live
it's
with.
true.
That's going to be your burden to carry. There's no cure for that.
For my entire life, yes.
Yeah.
Also, I am. Things go over my head, like a lot. Like I don't know if she's joking about the flamingo being Florida state bird.
I'm going to guess Boo is being serious.
Okay, well,
There it
she
is.
seems like a serious person.
She's changed it from the mockingbird because the population is back up to healthy numbers.
Somehow the mockingbird does not say one. And I just found out my sister does not need surgery.
That's good news.
That's good news. I'm sorry, that was my other sister texting me about the other sister. So, yay.
All right. Wait. Surfing, something educational.
I love it when I get to be the chaos.
We'll take over the show. Where are we going, Chaos Queen?
That's right. I don't know. Where are we going? Well, let's talk about your shelf because I think you kind of skipped your shelf a little bit. I mean, you told us about your hand,
Sure.
but there's lots of things going on your metaphorical shelf.
There is. And we've talked a lot on the show about the path of the creator and different things. And I wanted to make Tyra say it because I didn't want to have to say it. But I am stepping back from Be Awesome Together and taking some breaks because I need some breaks and some rest. And it's been nice here in the past couple of months-ish since
Yeah.
I've been doing some therapy and working on things and learning how to handle life differently and talk and think differently. That balance is finding a way. And it's finding it. But I've been pushing this project hard, and we're going to break into all the things about being a creator and choices. And the thing about waves is choices you make in life do matter. It makes a wave, but the next one is different, and it's not every choice you make is the end all be all everything. And the one thing I will say is I wanted to make sure two things happen. Both are a don't, which you can't focus on. So I couldn't figure out how to handle it until I just went, I have to take care of myself. And then it was fine. And Tyra had been waiting on it, but I didn't want to make Tyra feel abandoned. And I didn't want to push a whole lot on her plate and make her feel overwhelmed. And so I finally went, F Tyra, I can't do this anymore. It's fine, but I feel like I'm dragging it down because it was 4 times a month, and it was really cool educational things, and I felt like we were modeled in. And then it just from my side just went down to where I had to pull back, and we were just chaos again, and then it was twice a month. So that's the more or less the shelf dump that went on there.
I've been waiting. Like I've been waiting for this.
Waiting. For
I had.
Charles
I mean, I
Dickens.
knew where you were going, but I knew you had to get there. And that doesn't mean so. What's happening is Charles is going to fly away like a albatross.
I kind of imagined it more like Homer Simpson just fading into the
Into the
bushes.
oh, that's good. I like that. Oh, that's awesome. Which doesn't mean he can't come back through the bushes. after
That's the name of my second book I write. Back through the bushes.
back to the fishes. Yeah, he's gonna have to climb. He's is gonna have to sign, a waiver and sign the,
Some NDAs.
some NDAs. I
Not
mean,
be
there's
teach.
so much more he's gonna have
Yeah.
to do. But it doesn't mean that Charles won't be here. It just means that you get me taking the realms, and we're still going to be awesome together,
Yeah.
but we're going to shift kind of to being a gathering place. And Charles and I had talked, I think, on one of the shows about the fact that you had had an idea kind of for like a bring your drink and let's go talk at the
Yeah.
bar kind of thing. And that's kind of what we're going to turn Be Awesome together in the future too. And we're going to be still every other week, but I may be doing Geek Meet Social on the other Tuesdays.
No, we're gonna take the May out.
What
We're in May. The force is
true,
with
May.
you.
Oh, all right.
Tyra's gonna be doing because I'm gonna hold her. If I am giving you the reins of the show and still supporting you, by God, every other week's gonna be Geek Meets Social. So one, I can finally come back and be on that show.
Yes.
But also because it needs to breathe. It's something that's been in your soul.
It is in my
since
soul.
before I met you, and you've brought it up many, many times.
I have.
And that's just like your book. You finally start dedicating X amount of time a week to write a certain amount of words. You can dedicate 2 nights a month to doing Geek Meet Social.
Yeah. And part of it is that I get overwhelmed because, like what Charles was talking about, he didn't want to heap it all on my plate, and that's a problem. But we're going to figure that out, and I may try to find somebody I can trade some marketing with and let them do my editing. But that's kind of what I want to do in the gathering space as well, is have it be a place where people can get help and say, hey, I really need somebody who can do X. And do you do X? Great, I can do Y for you. So we'll see. It's still boiling around in my head because we just talked about this on Thursday, actually.
Yeah, I guess it was Thursday.
Yeah, I was in the car traveling to Jekyll
Yes.
Island,
Yeah, you're heading to the beach. And I tried to ruin your vacations.
and you didn't because I knew it was coming.
Good. Which I always find, not always because it didn't happen a lot, but I find that interesting. There have been times, and I always find it interesting when somebody doesn't say something. Because my whole thing I still want it to be a lesson. I still want to teach people out of it. And my whole thing initially with starting the show was, I know I touched Dragon Con all year round before I became as involved as I am now. Even as a creator behind the scenes, as a volunteer, I get that feeling by going to other cons. Also, I perform at least once a week on a show. It's not the same, but there's a volume there. And I kept hearing people just talk about the depression they get. They don't have the touch base. I'm like, I'm going to make this. I really always wanted it to be a gathering place, a creative place.
Right. And we've talked about that.
I'm going to make a digital track. So once a week you're coming on, we're still going to do panels. You can talk to some of your favorite creators. And I thought it's a baked in audience because everybody's sitting here in this Discord going, oh, we want to do this more. And it just didn't land. And the creators didn't show up, and I didn't know what to do. And I did what I always do. I just talk, and I just do my thing. Then Tyra started stepping in and helping with that, and we got some takeovers going. And then afterwards, we're like, still not quite landing. At least that's where so everything's coming from me. Everything was
Right.
I'm not happy. It's not where I need it to be. And after we talked together a few times, or there was times where I would just go lecture, which I was honored, but I'd get the caveat, can't control it because out of Charles's mouth. And when I mentioned certain ways to knock out nerves, she's like, he does not speak for the school. But that shifted into, as we started working together through digital media, into this cool, almost co-presentation that we're doing. That's what the show should be. And I think we got that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, tired. And you don't realize you're burned out when you've been pushing for 20 something years. And I said this at the con.
Mm-hmm.
What I loved about that weekend, and honestly, I do kind of wish I recorded more of what I do because I could have cut that moment out and just posted it on my TikTok. But it was y'all. I think Bob says, "How do you define success?"
Yes, and that actually struck a chord with me. So I have some thoughts.
Gotcha. Because y'all, the two things are coalescing between how you define success and having, and y'all, everybody had to have a day job, right? There, but the how you manage your life. And I went, and everybody's talking about boundaries and knowing how to manage this and balance and flow. And I just got real with myself for a minute, and it felt great. I was like, to be honest, I did not get where I am by saying no and having boundaries. I hurt my family. I mean, I didn't go this deep in that moment, but I was like, but I've sacrificed time with my family. I've done things that probably shouldn't have been sacrificed to chase the dream, but I've gotten very close now to where I feel like I'm going to be. And I was driven and hungry, but I can't achieve success, but I'm burned out. So I had to
Right.
find some boundaries now. But I got to where I needed to be, and now I can rest some, but it's unsustainable, right? I could not keep, I made that point. It was unsustainable. And then the success part was, because honestly, everybody had really great, you really had some great definitions of what success is. And I could hear all of them, but I had to finally own, I will never be happy. I will never be successful until I'm on that stage in front of thousands of people. And that's all I have to do is I show up and I be me and I get paid for it. Until then, I'm not happy. I've done 10, I think this year's 10 Dragon Cons that were mine. And every one of them were great. And each year was better. And every year everybody said something great. It took 5 years of that for me to stop going, no, next year's gonna be, it's just not there. It's just not there. And I started going, cool. I thank you. I'm glad you're happy, but I mean, I'm happy. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking that I've been nominated 11 times, either as producer or as a host for awards. I'm not knocking the recognition I've gotten in places and the success I definitely have in doing stuff like Dragon Con and other cons and everything else. But for me, it's all just that first album, that second album, that third album, until I'm selling out that arena. That's my level of success. So I went out a little bit about that, but it felt good to be real, because I've denied for a long time that I can't be happy sitting still.
Well, and it really broke my heart when you said that, because success is many things that happen that take you
Sure.
someplace great. And when you don't see success as anything but the ultimate end goal, then that's not a lot of that's a lot of not happiness.
Yeah, no, it's been a lot of, it's a yin yang. You mix the colors together to a point. Obviously, happy in the moment, happy in things, but unsatisfied
Yeah.
with end result. And yeah, no, I mean, that's what no boundaries and burnout and the core words, as even I hear them back to myself, was I'm showing up as me.
Yeah.
And a lot of what I've done, we've talked about my history of podcasting, and even this show, if I could have defined in myself just an easy gathering, a place to sit and talk with each other, because like we did on that panel, and like we do off of that panel where
Yeah.
at cons, we only get to see Bob and Ben and some other creators at these conventions. Only get to see Joe in person at these. So
Yeah.
to sit and just talk life and
chat.
talk creativity, because as creators and as people who love each other, is I want to talk about your book, Bob, and so we talk about these and ask numbers and that's the kind of conversation I wanted to have, but I didn't know that then, and so I always plant seeds. I always go towards trying to be me, and maybe I can get to a point where I go, oh, okay, this was successful, and it wasn't that huge arena thing, but it is the ultimate vision I had when I was 12. I could just see it, but secondly, it was like, I'm now just coming into the real Rock God era, the real me era, because I'm starting to be surrounded by, because I was influenced by Tyra, and I'll even give Tony P. Henderson credit,
Yep.
and Phil Keating, by people who were surrounded. Three people can't surround me. I'm huge. Not in real. I mean, I'm not fat shit. I was
The
like
village
bigger
has to
in
be
life.
bigger.
Yeah, but it's like y'all were putting the great words in, and it got me to a point where I could get away from the negativity of life, and I'm only really working with people who celebrate me, who see me as well. My words are peace, wisdom, and catalyst. I am peace. I am wisdom. I'm a catalyst. And the people who celebrate that, I'm starting to be more surrounded by them, and it makes my own voice the loudest, right? Going, oh, nobody else is saying that was dumb. You can't do that. Nobody else is saying, oh, you messed up. You're a horrible human being. It's
Oh
only this
no.
one little, and once now that I can isolate that voice out, and therapy has helped, and you guys have helped. It is quieting, but I can get why it's heartbreaking. It breaks my heart a little bit. It's like there was a point in time, just being brutally honest here. There was a point in time after I had kids that I felt like the worst human being in the world because I could not accept that I need to be in front of people. I could not accept that I needed the celebration of the world. I need the
Right.
world to know my name. That is something that is ingrained in my soul. And I was like, in my voice, man, it's like, your wife and your kids aren't good enough. You can't be happy with their love. I was like, yeah, no, of course I can. And it just became this eternal struggle and stuff going, I can do both. But that wasn't even on the radar. I couldn't
Right.
understand to do both. And as I think back on it, it is a little gut wrenching. It's like, dude, it's no, I can't be the end all be all for my wife. And we've gotten a better marriage once we've started really understanding that about each other. We definitely can't be the end all be all to our kids. I want them to go out and have their life and have experiences. But we are born to be places. You're born to be an educator. And that doesn't always mean at a university. But right now, as hard as your job has been on you, you love being where you are.
Oh yeah.
I haven't loved being where I am most of my life, except those moments where I hit on a show and I'm doing it, or I get to work with somebody like you who I can punch a little hard sometimes, and you're like, oh, okay, that's a little too hard to punch, dude, but we
Let's
still are
bring it
good.
back. Yes.
Yeah, that's helped keep me on that path, and that's partly what was hard for me to finally go. It's time because I we did the fifth Tuesday, right?
Yep.
And then that means we were supposed to do the very next Tuesday.
I know we were both so tired.
Well, that was the thing is it popped in my brain, or I thought I had no, it popped up on my phone like an alert, and I thought, oh, I just hadn't changed my calendar because we just did it. I was like, I
Yes.
ain't doing it tonight. I just wasn't in the mood. I was like,
He's like,
nah,
no.
shut up, phone. You know what you're talking about. We did it last week, and then it was late when you text me like, oh my god, I'm falling asleep. I was like, oh, don't worry about it. We're tired. I'm tired too. But it was really, I was. But it was moments like that I was like, that's how I knew to leave Breaking the Panel, which was one of my favorite things to have
I
created.
loved breaking the panel.
That right place, not the right fit. Not always the
I
right
agree.
people, but it got me where it was. But I loved that I created it, and not to be petty, but I loved that it kind of fell apart after I left. Uh,
I
but
get that.
but it went on in a different path for a little while, and that was cool. And I loved I got to give people something new, and that was when I insisted on breaking the panel when we changed it to almost daily discourse. I was like, we're going to end the show with what do you love? So always bring that to the table, and then when almost daily discourse went on with the Crinolas and Tony and Swan, I think.
Swan. Yes,
Yeah.
Swan.
They were still doing the what do you love thing. It's like, I affected lives, and that was
Hmm.
cool. But it became a grind, and not in that good way. And honestly, now that I'm breathing, it's Have you ever been? I hope not. But have you ever been in a car wreck?
No. Well, I have been, but not a catastrophic car
Yeah,
wreck.
good. Can't think of a good one, but there's maybe it's just okay. College. When
Yes.
you were coming up on your finals in college, and that pressure and that crunch, and when it was over, you started decompressing, and that's when you started breathing. That's when you started going, okay, I need to clean this thing up. I need, not
Yep.
necessarily school stuff, but life thing, this life thing, that get ready to go home because we're our semester's done, so on and so forth. The more I've gone through therapy, the more that's starting to have an effect, to where I'm like, God, who somebody said something about when the universe gives you friction, it's time to stop.
Oh, I
I
don't think
can't
that's
remember how that
true.
was phrased. Well, it was in, remember misquoted, but it was in a thought process of the way it landed with me was everything works for me, and if there's pauses, right? There's like, hey, we've moved this year, but it's happening. It's like, why is it nerdy? It's a fine show as far as like numbers and stuff go,
Right.
and love the audience. But what I love about it is how much we love it and do it, and I think it'll grow. It'll get better. It'll get bigger. Um, but we go to a con where nobody's heard of us. And even in the smallest cons where 4 people in a room is a good number, we'll pull 4 people in the room.
Right.
You know, at Dragon Con, we'll fill the room mostly. And it's like these
Yes.
people don't, we're not famous, but they love the energy on it. That kind of thing, it's had its moments of hard work. It's had its moments of dragging through. Are we going to do this kind of thing? That kind of thing. But it's never hit a full stop. And when just to sum this up, because I feel like I'm going on too long. Hey, Earth Nation Business, good good content. Thank you. Um, and same to you, lady. Uh, but when it became, when I become I just don't want to. And whatever version that comes out, that's the universe hit me with the stop sign. And because normally, like, the alert would have gone off, I'm like, it would have hit. Oh God, yeah, because I'm looking forward to it. And it wasn't the show, and it wasn't you, and it wasn't any of that. It was just I'm decompressing and I'm resting, and I'm actually, for the first time in a long time, enjoying some afternoons and evenings.
Good.
Excuse me, in the house. Um, you know, people look at me, and I mean, I do earn the Rock God name. They look at me like they can't comprehend how I do things, and I can't either. I mean, I'm just like, I don't know, I just do them. And we talked a little bit earlier about my work, and the first time I was out of work and laid off, and I was on the grind,
Yeah.
so much easier. And you would think it'd be the opposite, but it was just so much more of a flow. I had always had some money coming in. I always know how to go hustle it. We were good, and I did 6 podcasts a week. I could have all my time. This time, it's a
Not
whole
the
different
same.
beast, not the
Yeah.
same. And yeah, and
Well, it just
that's
was,
it.
there was a lot of things that were going on in your world in terms of like the Sunday gig ending, that was a tremendous hit.
Yeah,
Uh, and I know the medical transport that you and your wife were trying to do didn't exactly work out like you had hoped. It's because you could schedule
yeah,
better, whether with Uber and Lyft and such, you can't really schedule as well. So I think there was a lot more time suck, and I think that we're also when you get older, you start to realize you only have a certain amount of time in the day, and you have to sleep part of it. And hopefully, and you mentioned this, that there was a lot of times when maybe you could have spent more time with your family or with your wife and you didn't. Well, I like to think that as I've gotten older, I make a bigger, that means more to me,
sure.
to spend time with my family and to spend time with my husband, so that takes away, you know what I mean? And there's
Yeah,
less
yeah,
time than when we're younger to do all those things because we're out here adulting, building relationships. Life is lifing. And I did feel how tired you were, and I was tired too. I'm not going to lie. Um, we both were working really hard, and I think that was one of the things. So I always enjoy when I get on the show with you. I always enjoy this time. So even if I'm bone
yes,
tired, once we
yeah.
start, it's great. But sometimes the getting started was hard.
I agree. I agree fully, and I think it's getting back to the point where there was a moment, not a moment, a time where I was sitting at the table. We played our games for that, watched TV or whatever. It's time to go to bed. Aaron's already gotten up. Like we've already said, we're gonna get up. Took an extra 5 minutes, whatever. She's already. And I just didn't want to move.
Yeah.
Like I just didn't. It's not that I didn't want to go to bed. It's not that I didn't want to be with her. It's not that I didn't want to be. I just didn't want to move.
Yeah.
But there was, and that's was I cannot abandon these handholds. Is on Tuesday nights I'd come home, be dog tired, didn't want to move, and it didn't matter if I stayed home all day, didn't want to do anything. But I
Right.
knew when I got on here, talking to you and Collins beforehand, and then we do the show and whatnot. That was I'd always feel energized, and positive. It felt like I'm still making a difference in the world. Hey, life is not always you don't want to move, and then the show would end, and I would sit here for another like
Oh,
30 minutes, just didn't want to move.
yeah, yeah,
And I was like, so if I lost the impetus to move, I felt like, that's the elephant laying down the die or whatever. The shark stops moving type of deal. And I actually said to my therapist one at some point, I was like, I forget what she asked me, but I was like, I'll be honest, I feel like a shark. If I stop moving, I will die. And that's I've never stopped moving in my life. I don't mean literally. Obviously, I sleep,
right, right,
those kind of things, but I never stopped moving. And and the thing is, in life, when you have momentum, when you have movement, it's easier to speed up or slow down or adjust than to get started.
yeah,
And that's how I can look back when people are like, I don't understand how you did all this. You did this show, you did this, and you had 4 kids and a wife. Yeah, I was like, because I just kept moving, never stopped. I always made sure money was coming in, food was on the table. Always made sure that my kids never felt abandoned, and my wife
right.
didn't feel abandoned. There were times when I would obviously be away, but we found some balance there. But just got to where it was everything. It was just tired was everything. And once I started breathing a little bit more and started working through some of the stuff, I guess that's when it was like, okay, I'm not gonna fall off the moving train and go tumbling down the mountainside.
No,
Back off this. And then it was like, how much do I want this? And the answer was, unfortunately, for me, I think it's unfortunate that it's not enough. And
right.
you had already been thinking on things, so let's go to that. So you saw the path coming.
Oh, yeah.
What did you start? I know what you thought about since Jekyll, at least, or what you told me about tonight. But what avenues did your brain go down, and how long did you think it was going to take? Maybe.
You mean before you told me?
Yeah.
Um, I didn't know. I mean, I knew that it was coming. It was just a matter of time. Our station booth said to mentally have the motivation, but to lack the physical ability to move sucks. I suffer from annoying ADHD executive dysfunction. I totally understand that part.
See, I
'Cause
would always push through that so hard, which makes you even more tired. But by God, nothing's going to stop me, including me. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
and I think we're also at different spaces because I've really have tried to slow my life down and to be more present in the moment and to appreciate what is happening around me. And so that makes it, you know, that I'm kind of at a different stage. Um, so I think the thing with me was when you, and it was a good decision to go to every other week for both of us at the time we made it. But I knew from some of the things you were saying and some of the things that you had tried to create in this space that just were not working out. I'm like, he's frustrated. It's not doing what he thinks it should do on the timeline
Yeah.
that he has in his brain, and I can't fix that. It doesn't matter what I do, I can't fix that. Um,
But you're Tinkerbell. You're supposed to dust it, and we're good.
I'm gonna dust it, but um, I knew from what you were saying that it wasn't working. And I'm glad that it wasn't working in the way that maybe ADD didn't work or the way breaking the panel didn't work. It didn't come
Sure.
to that kind of.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
knew we
yeah.
weren't headed there. I would
Yeah.
have stepped in and said something instead of kind of letting you get to where you needed to be. But I wasn't expecting it right now. But I knew after Stellar Fest, I was like, he's got some stuff running on because the man should feel successful and not just at the end
Yeah.
game. You know what I mean? There's things along the way to the end game that you need to feel successful about, and that really worried me.
Sure.
The other thing that always worries me is that, and it's a Taylor Swift lyric because you knew I was going to bring Taylor in. And she said, putting someone first only works when you're in their top 5. And
Interesting.
that and it's true, you know, it putting people first or doing or things first only work if you're also in their top 5. And I want you to be surrounded by people that put you in their top 5, you know? And I think that hopefully your journey through therapy will help you find that or realize it or make it more into reality. But I'm glad that we didn't like explode like some other
Yeah,
things in your
no,
life. I didn't
yeah.
never thought us going there. And this doesn't mean that you and I are not going to work together creatively. It doesn't mean he thinks I suck. It doesn't mean I think he sucks.
Right.
It's just that you don't have space in your life right now to grow it. You don't have the energy to grow it. And I think it's a slow burn and not a fast burn,
Yeah.
you know?
No,
And
and I get that. I guess for me, I've been trying to find a place to belong for 2 years, like a gathering that connect that
yeah,
I'm getting. Like we said, every time I go to a con now,
yeah,
I don't even debate. I mean, if I have to travel and pay for it, which is rare, most of the time Joe's coming here. Most of the stuff's in Atlanta that we do, but I don't debate on going to the cons or not because I'm like that's where I get to see the people who play on the level I want to play on,
yeah.
and we get to create and encourage each other, and we get to go perform, and people love it, and those kind of things. So I knew the space was there. I know I can sit down with the people I admire. I remember I sat down with you the first time at Starbucks, and you're like, because you'd asked me to do something. I think it's when I don't know, we did something. He's like, hey, can we go
We did
get some
something.
coffee? I want to talk to you about some stuff. I'm like, well, okay. And then you were talking about what you saw and how I could do things, and at the time we talked about possibly, hooking me up with like the writer's circuit where I could go around as they do their book tour and I'll talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went, why me? What? We just kind of basically met, through Dragon Con or whatever. I don't remember what the answer was now. It's been years
It's
now,
because
but
it's what I do.
yeah, and that's the kind of connection I'm looking for only now, and that's been tough to come to that conclusion. Big. My words have left.
Oh God,
I may.
somebody write this moment down. Come on,
Uh,
somebody.
there was. I mean, my wife still doesn't quite get this stuff, but she gets it more now than she
That's
used
good.
to. But there was a separation of worlds, and to my mind, it's just because like she doesn't want to come into this world, and I don't
Right.
know why. And it's like she's come to DragonCon, it's not for her. Like she'll come to a room I'm in, and I'm doing something, and she'll just sit on her phone the whole time. I'm like, come to my game. Anyway, but there's a more connection now of like when we started this journey with therapy, this and that, and we kind of got into a heated discussion. She said something about I just want to be in your world, and we haven't come back to that. But my retort would be, then you could have been. It is public. I've invited anyway. But hearing that and connecting things has been helpful. I'm trying to remember where I was going because you said something. Oh, the gathering space, that connection,
Yes.
and I wasn't getting it here, and I couldn't. And I want people to have, even if I can't have it, I want people to have it. I want to see that grow up. Earth Station Boo talked about the co-working space, and I'm like, I want to do that, but I haven't taken the time to push myself to do that. So I know I truly don't want it yet.
Right.
I know I want it, but I'm not. There's a mess over here in the corner. I cleaned up this side of the studio because Joe was coming. I needed to have him
Gotta have a
more
place
than a
to sleep.
path to get there. Yeah, but and a lot of it got put away. But there's some over here just keeps me turning on one light. That's it. I'm not cleaned up that mess yet. Same with like the gathering spaces and the co-working space, which you and I have talked about. I was like, that would
Yeah.
be fantastic
Yeah, we definitely are going to do
if
that.
we can set up because that would really help me to focus on music or writing or getting something ready while
Right.
just having that energy of you working on something.
And Earth
Yeah,
Station Boo does co-working times as well.
yeah, and there, and that's where that little part of the mess comes in. It's like, yeah, I want it. Yeah, I see the times that she's doing it, and I'm not moving that stuff yet.
Right.
But I want to truly. But when I really want to, it'll get moved. When I really want to, I'll be able to at least listen to the gathering space. And you had said, I like how you put it. Basically, I'll reinterpret. I can flow in and out. And when I
Yeah,
feel
of
like coming, I go,
course.
hey, can I pop on? And you're like, yeah. And when I don't, there's no big deal. What's Bella
So,
Rose say here?
well, first she said that her husband doesn't come to cons with her either, but he does put my stream up and lurk for support, which I think is awesome. I mean, I think having supportive partners, regardless of, and actually, we talked about this afternoon, that supportive partners are really important to have. Uh, Shane loves and supports me and cheers me on and goes to cons with me, and thank
Yeah.
heavens we have that connection. But also, I'm the one hustling. I'm the one that has side hustles and
Yeah.
projects where he is very focused on his day job. He loves his day job. He wants to move up in his day job. And so that gives us a balance and an ebb and a flow that works really well.
And I think that's something my wife has tried to say to me. So to creators, if you're in a boat like me where you feel sometimes the worlds are separated, maybe they are, but maybe your spouse is supporting you in the way they can understand. Because she,
Right.
for a long time, we used to fight about. She goes, "I support you all the time." I'm like, no, you don't. And basically, her support was she doesn't feel negative about what I'm doing. She doesn't try to stop me from what I'm doing, and she tries to help work it out when I want to spend money on what I'm doing. My definition of support was, well, honestly, what I saw my mom do and my dad all his life. She thought he was the greatest preacher ever, truly. I mean, I know he's her husband, but that was her stance on it. And whatever he needed, she was there. She was playing the piano. She was there. I just want my wife to show up and laugh at a joke that I tell. That's all I really want. And that was my. So you have to see, okay, well, when you put it that way, absolutely you supported me because so many
She
wives or
paved the
husbands
ways.
could
Yeah.
have been like, "What do you mean like Shane? What do you mean you spend all that time with Charles at the
Charles.
cause and Bob? And why are you talking to Charles at 1 a.m? So we've done that working on stuff before.
Yes.
Why? Yeah, no, he's like he loves. He gives me a hug every time I see him. It's like, hey man, yeah,
Yeah.
that's support.
Oh,
Absolutely.
100%. I mean, and I think that's sometimes it's making the way easier in ways that we don't interpret. It's like for you, it's she's also taking care of the house and the kids
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that stuff. For my husband, he's taking care of himself tonight. You know,
yeah,
I was just reading what Belarus posted up. Oh yeah, we are very different. I'm a big gamer. He's a mechanic and works a lot, so he supports by lurking or liking what I post. Love that. I support him by giving him his space when he gets home to relax and de-stress. That is so important. You
yeah,
have to know, like, what's your person like? Do they need to come in and vent and get it out? Do they need you to leave them alone? Do they need a drink? Do they need a soda? Do they need to go take a shower? What is it they need to do? I used to sit in my car before I came into the house. I can't do that because I have a crazy dog.
yeah.
I don't know where the
Erin will
crazy
do
dog
that
is.
sometimes. She's definitely just staying on the phone. After a while, I kind of went out. I was like, "What's up? You good?" She, "Yep, I'm just sitting here." I'm like, "Okay, gotcha."
No, so, I mean, there's just this beauty of being in the car and I'm not driving. I'm sitting in the driveway. There's nobody asking anything of me. I have peace and quiet, except for there's a
Yeah.
dog barking on the inside now, wondering why mommy hasn't come inside, so I can't do that anymore.
So the waves. What you just said reminded me of a time when I was struggling trying to figure out the next steps. It was I'm a catalyst, and you can be a catalyst yourself. And I was at this crossroads of change, and uh, my mother-in-law was sick but still working. Like she could see and do things, but she wouldn't couldn't. Her doctor wouldn't let her drive,
Right.
and she worked this Baylor shift thing. So my wife would take her in on Friday afternoon or whatever, and but then have to pick her up at 6 in the morning.
Ugh.
And then there became this regularity of her getting up too early. So what? And she doesn't like going to bed without me. It's
My
a
parents
thing.
were the same way.
I'm kind of opposite. I prefer to go because I don't have to worry about the dogs or anything. If I can go to sleep, then you're good. We like anyway. She just won't. But so I'd go lay down with her at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. Wait till she fell asleep. Then I would get up and I'd go sit in the dining room and I'd
Mm,
write my blog for Success Freaks, or I would work on something, or I'd try to search for ideas, or I would stay up till I was unemployed, so I'd stay up like 2 in the morning
right.
doing this stuff, and that space was a safe space, right? You get to no distractions, no
Right.
anything, and to think back, that might have been one of the last times I had some quiet space because even I was telling myself, God, dude, you're working all the time. I mean, always, every day of the week, I had something that I had to
Right.
get done. That was, always dependent on, and you can't do that. You have to
Mm-mm.
have that space. Now you need that hustle, but there's been times but that writing gives you that space sometimes
Sometimes, yeah.
like when I texted you in your middle of grading, I'm pretty sure this is how this went down. You're in the middle of grading or something. Like, hey, I kind of have some rough ideas, but don't worry about it right now. But it's some ideas for caffeination, and within like 2 hours, I had the final logo. But it gave you that break off from what
Oh,
you
yeah.
told me, and I understand I did something different. I love it. I'm passionate. Now I can go back with more energy to the thing that doesn't give me energy and passion.
Yeah, no, I hate grading. I still hate grading. I abhor it. And I've got to do I don't have to do as much as I used to, but I got to do some grading this next week. So I will be doing side projects uh, to avoid grading. Please let me know what you need. I actually did some of that this afternoon a little bit because the show's still going to be called Be Awesome Together because I love that. I think that's perfect. And I think it goes with the idea of being a gathering space. So it's just going to be
Yeah.
awesome together, a gathering space. And I hope to have people on every week talking about different things. I'm actually looking for people next week, not next week, week after. I'm going to keep to our first and thirds for right now and hopefully get the rest up and running this month after I get through grading because grading is so much fun. But what I'm looking for is people who have started over, like have gotten into something and then had to restart because we're kind of restarting again here. We started when we left being part of the digital media track and being on our own, and that was a huge break and move. And now Charles is drifting off into the sky. To go eat some cookies. And
Yeah.
so we're kind of restarting again to try to figure out what the groove is going to be. But I do know that the groove is definitely going to be more of a gathering space, having conversations, and through those conversations, hopefully alighting upon things. And then as we rock down the road, Kaz and I have been talking about, can we create spaces where people can come together to offer services, to offer things. And I don't know what that looks like. We're going to figure that out as we go. Kaz is going to still stay around producing. At least she better. I assumed that she was. I probably shouldn't speak for her, but I love her and I
Well,
just said
she's
that.
producing right now in the chat, in a private chat. What are some of your ideas to make BAT a gathering space?
This is why I thought you are. She just put in the private chat. You haven't asked. I thought it was assumed, woman, when I texted you. Anyway, I'll be more direct instead of non-direct.
Cause, get your happy butt in here every Tuesday. How about that?
That works. Um, and I do want more people to be a part of the stream and to really give people an opportunity to come on here and talk about their creativity and talk about what's going on in their lives and really be that bar. Like Charles mentioned, I thought that that was kind of a great analogy to, I think, where we were headed anyway. It was just the two of us doing it. Um, we are currently doing that with Earth Station Boo, actually. And I think that it's a great kind of system to have. And it really does take that con and bring it home. Because what we love so much about cons is we get to be with these people that are very creative and we just
Yeah.
get to have conversations and we get to answer people's questions and we get to bounce ideas off of each other. And I think that that's where Be Awesome Together as a gathering space is going to go. So I'm going to be asking this next week for people who have started over, restarted a show, restarted something in their life to come on in 2 weeks to be talking about that. And we're going to try to do, Charles and I were really good, and we did better when we did this actually, when we really had kind of like a set, these are the things we're going to talk
Yeah.
about each week. And we haven't been doing that. Mostly because I think we're both tired and overwhelmed. So to prevent that, Kaz doesn't know it, but I'm asking her now to help me do that. So you'll see that coming up, and you'll also see me trying to work controls that I don't know how to work, and that will be fun. But I'm sure I will figure it out because, yeah, I don't know how to play the opening music. Everybody, it's going to be a good time.
Well, that's gonna be. I think that should be easy enough. We can set you a. You can create a video you want. We'll put the music over it, and we'll just make it a 30-second starter video that you just
Okay.
hit play on the studio.
And
So
we just don't have Charles yelling in my ear at the end of it.
yeah, I'd be like, "Hey, are you tired of being awesome together?" I don't know. I can't do a quiet voice. That's my quiet voice.
Are
Listeners, give me a.
you tired of being awesome alone?
That's I said together,
Let me
didn't
tell you what we are going to do. We're going to be awesome together. It is going to be an adventure, Belarus.
I? Yeah.
And you guys need to come on here. We need to have the whole Earth Station Boo just drop in on Be Awesome Together so we can learn all about how you started and how it's going.
So listeners can also be a part through at least two means. If you go to Linktree / Be Awesome Together, that's linktr.ee / Be Awesome Together Linktree. You can send a voice message on SpeakPipe,
Mm-hmm.
so you can have your voice responding back to something that was said last show. Bring up a question you have, or just talk about what you're loving or sharing, want to share with the world. Positively, we're positively there. We do get to pre-screen those, and well, it's a royal we at this point, but you get it. And then of course the Discord server is there, and it's
Yep.
free, and that's where I think most of the community is going to really grow
Yeah.
out of it into.
And so, kind of, if you guys know what a third space is, I kind of would like Be Awesome Together to be like the third space in the virtual world. And then at cons, we're going to have
Yeah.
meetups and gatherings and whiskey. I'm sure Karen and I would love to find the time for that. Aw, thank you. Please do, or Station Boo. And this geek girl, hi. I hope I got it. I don't know. But I got great friends and I got a village. And Charles promised he wouldn't desert me
Yeah.
without letting me know what I was doing.
Absolutely.
And I do know how to
Several
use
tabs.
GarageBand. So I'm sure I figured this crap out. I've actually, I talked to my two best friends got married a long time ago.
Okay.
Brian and Jen. Jen met Brian at a Yule party at my house. They're now married. And, but Brian
He
and
tripped
I,
the crap out of her at Sillerfest. It's hilarious.
oh, they're so cute. Where the hell was I going? I got to think. My very first podcast was with Brian. We did a podcast called Leveling Azeroth. And don't be surprised if you don't see Brian popping up because he's retired and he needs something to do. Oh, I like that. You can't go up if you don't fall down a few times. True, though if you take the elevator, it's better.
Unless you get stuck.
I did. Fell a floor and a half at Conjuration.
I don't remember. I didn't remember the falling part. I remember you got stuck for 45 minutes.
Oh no, the elevator fell a floor and a half.
That's not fun at all.
No, and let me tell you what you don't want to hear the fireman who's come to rescue you say. I think the last time this happened, the button was up there. Good times.
Yeah, I
Yay.
couldn't help but think the one thing I definitely don't want the firefighter coming to rescue me to say is, "Do you want fries with that?" It's like that's not what.
Yeah.
Funny story though.
Oh,
We were at
we
this
like
last
funny stories.
Stellarfest. Joe and I went to get on the elevator because we were going to go up to the whatever the other floor they have up there, and these guys get off and they're looking a little weird, and I hear a speaker talking, and we step onto the elevator, and it's like the call has been answered, and they kind of mentioned something about that was weird, and as soon as I heard the speaker, I walked right over and went, nope. And she was like, what? Like, you don't remember Tyra saying she got stuck in a hotel? That's an operator talking to the speaker. I'm good, dude. And I just waited for it to leave and we got on a different elevator.
yeah, no, 45 minutes with a pregnant woman freaking out, a jerk pulling up videos of what happens when your elevator drops, two people that were muggles, and those poor men were not part of the con. It was exciting.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So-
I don't suggest it. 0 out of 5 stars.
Yeah. And it's
But I've also fallen upstairs at Dragon Con.
that's an accomplishment.
Because back in the day, before they had the bridge between the Marriott and the Hyatt, you'd come out the Marriott and then you'd walk up a set of very steep concrete stairs. You could still do this, but you would walk
Yeah.
up and you'd be by the pole. Yeah, I fell up those stairs.
Oh, that's rough. Those are steep.
Yeah. So I'm very thankful for the walkway at Dragon Con.
Kaz says that some elevator ate her arms.
What?
So we'll have to hear that story later.
Oh yeah, no. Kaz had an elevator incident at work, so we're happy Kaz is fine because
Yeah.
it sounded very scary, and I still haven't gotten the lowdown.
So tonight I will go first. So Tyra can do all the nice endings here.
All right.
You can find everything I do over at linktree/rgop42. And that will be past podcasts and everything I'm doing current. And of course, charlesmcfall.com is there. I don't think I have that linked here. And you know what I have not sent out this week or this month or even this year? No, it's it's May 5th. I still haven't sent out my newsletter, but my previous ones are there, and I will buckle down and try to get my newsletter
Get that
done and not wait. You know what? And do me a solid. Go to Linktree/the Little Brown Pill. Help us get growing there. I think I'm gonna talk to Josh. I think we're gonna release it in like a season instead of a month to month thing because
Okay.
we're trying to record more, but it's sporadic. We already missed some as it was set up, so I don't know.
Once a month
I'm
is
not
hard,
sure.
and it's hard to grow with once
Yeah.
a month too. So even
Yeah.
if it's a short season, I think it would be better to have more
Just-
coming.
yeah.
More frequency.
Yeah,
Because when you're
So-
new and it's once a month, it's hard for people. They're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I forgot. Oh, there it is."
yeah, and then we can just end it and then build up some more and drop them in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the Little Brown Pill. It's a lot of fun. It's comedy, coffee, and creativity. And really, it's just me and him talking about coffee, making each other laugh, and then talking about the things we're excited to create about right now.
Well, sounds good. And coffee is always appreciative.
So good. It's so good.
So-
All right, Tyra.
So who put out their newsletter?
Tyra did.
I did. So go to sendfox.com/Tyra Burton. Sign up there. If you don't want it coming into your inbox, but you want to read it anyway, you can go to Linktree/Tyra Burton and you will find a link to my Patreon. And that has all the newsletters posted there as post. So you can read it there if you don't want to get a newsletter subscription. I understand. But do take a look at it. I try to do some inspirational stuff every month and give you some fun tip on something. If you go back in time, you can find out my favorite ice cream scoop and why. Because that's
so
important.
I have to time travel to
Yes,
find out why you like an ice cream scoop.
absolutely. It's
Okay.
better than Pampered Chef or Tupperware. That's all I'm going to say. Go to tyraburton.com because I believe you should own your space on the web, and I sure as do. So also be looking in the future. There'll be a Be Awesome Together website because this is summertime coming, and I might have time to build one. But until then, go to Linktree/Be Awesome Together and come gather with us. So if you've had an experience where you've started over, send me a DM. Let's do it. And Boo, I can't wait to bring our station Boo on here. And yeah, come.
You can
Come
also
join us.
email the Be Awesome Together at
That's
gmail.com.
true. BeAwesomeTogether@gmail.com, where thankfully I'm almost sure Kaz checks it. Please, dear God. Kaz, please check that because I'll forget.
Oh, there's an accidental button hit.
Ah! Oh, I love that accidental button hit. This Geek Girl hugs to you too. I don't know who you are. I should know who you are. Do you know who they are?
Maybe. Honestly,
Okay.
I don't remember.
So mystery
I
person.
apologize if I do know who you are, but it's
He's sorry. I'm sorry too. It's finals week. I have issues. Mostly I have students texting me about everything that's in the syllabus. So look, if you're a student and you're out there, look in the syllabus. Please.
Oh man, I'm watching.
Charles, go ahead.
Speaking of syllabuses, I'm watching Rooster.
Oh,
I think it's on
Fern.
Prime, or whatever. It's so good. And is that Fern?
It's
Fern
Fern.
the Geek. Of course it is.
Of course it is. We feel very stupid. Fern, we love you.
Yes, and you're definitely getting a panel at DragonCon, Fern.
Oh, yay. Charles, bye, sucker. I love you. Hey, you're supposed to say it back.
You're not supposed to talk to this outro.
I could do whatever the hell I want.
You're not supposed to talk to the outro music.